I agree. Okay. Right. Moving on. Elements of the course. One of the most important things is when we learn and when we study is the ability to remember things. The more contact we have with things, the higher the probability is that we will remember more. Statistically, a person has to meet a piece of information 8 times before it goes into their permanent memory and they can remember it all. It's quite a lot, 8 times. It's not 8 times for everybody. Some people meet things once and remember it, but the average is about 8 times. This means that you have to hear about something 8 times before you really understand it or know what it is. And it can be, you can see an advertisement for something and hear people talking about it, but it's usually about 8 times. Part of what affects this is how much we remember our memory. Think about how much you remember from your day yesterday. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday?
I remember a lot.
What percentage would you say you remember of your day from yesterday? Sorry?
70.
70%?
60.
Now 30. No, it depends how long should I recall.
Okay.
At first, when you said it, I was like, "Oh, what I did yesterday." But now, when I'm thinking more and more, I realize a lot of stuff that.
Yeah, as we focus, more information comes back to us. That's true. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back 48 hours. How much do you remember from Monday? What percentage of Monday do you
It's a
remember?
hard day at first.
Okay.
At this moment, I'm not able to find what I. So also.
I can't remember anything.
Now I'm under pressure. Yeah, maybe 20 or 30%.
Okay.
I remember what I ate for lunch and when I walked the dog.
Priorities. You remember the priorities from your day. Okay, the most important things for us. The first things in our mind. Wow.
I remember a lot what I did with my daughter after work and so on. This is really in my mind.
That's really interesting because after work.
Because in work, it's a lot of stuff behind the computer and just going through emails and it's like just moving the emails and writing the words and so on and so on.
I think after work I remember also more, like you have also more different activities than you can remember,
Okay. It's just because work is a routine and a habit. It's basically the same things every day. And as a result, you
just go through emails, answer emails, work in tables, meet with people. It's really like...
But these are important things from your day.
Of course they are. But more important when you are doing it than for remembering. Maybe.
Okay, I can understand that. Okay, let's go.
It also is about something like emotional.
Yeah.
That after that in the work you are working. It's nothing emotional for me, but after work with the family, it's really like. There are emotions and you are enjoying the time, and mostly I'm with the family maybe or with the daughter for 2 or 3 hours by day, so I'm trying to enjoy this time as much as possible. So because of that, I'm trying to remember everything.
Hopefully she'll remember the task next year.
Hope so.
Something in the back of my mind says that this is a little bit of a it's a little bit negative about work.
No, it's not negative,
Yeah.
but at work you are not living that emotional life.
You're not impersonating, I think, into that work that much.
I would say that I'm personality at work because I like it, but it is not that emotional. Like also we have emotions, positive or negative, and we have some events. I remember the events and so on, but on daily basis, the work is how I say about the emails or about the tables. Of course, sometimes you have something special that you remember it, or you have some meetings which you remember positive or negative way. But like 60% or maybe more of the work is administrative. That you are just writing emails, fulfilling the tables, or something like that. So,
So the admin, when you do administration, there's less chance that you will remember what you're doing.
yes, because it's automatic. Sometimes you do it automatically. The same steps like invoices or orders or something. You have the tables and you write only the numbers and the same things again and again.
Okay.
You do it automatically.
There's something about emotional connection with work, or emotional connection with anything, which helps us to remember things. You mentioned with your children or with your daughter. You mentioned your dog. Right. So that when we have an emotional connection, we tend to have a stronger bond with something. Is there any way that we can do this in our work to help us with that focus on our work?
Yes. For example, in my job, like with marketing, it is during the events. When we do events, and there is a lot of things which change in a time, and you see the reactions of the customers or the people who attended, and at that time I remember it because, again, it's positive or negative, and it affects me. Also, it affects my job, and this is what I like.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of true, because it's really when you're connecting things to stuff. That's the same with Victor says. When you're going through the emails, which are not important, and you're just writing answers like okay and stuff, you really forgetting that you did something. And you do emails about something that is important. You remember that you wrote that email, or you were communicating with that person. And also you're creating the, as you said, this, when you have a feeling, for example, when you get mad, or when you get angry at work, or on the other side, when you get a really positive feeling that something happened and it came out well, or it's like when you, for example, from the Victor side, when he's looking for the budget and the budget comes in the positive way, you remember. You also know that these are the points that you will remember, because it's kind of change your feelings or your view on it, and it's not made automatically. But some things that you are really doing like on the automatic ways, like really important answers to emails and stuff. It's just a thing which you are just killing the time, and you
can, because we are working in an open space, you can see also the emotions on your colleagues. Somebody from time to time just bang the table, see again, this stuff is not working, or then another colleague jump and yell, yes, we made it, or something like that. So that are the moments that
you remember,
affect people and remember.
Yeah, because they're the moments that connect us together. It's the emotions that connect people. So I think if we can have more of that in the workplace, it's very important, because connection is part of where your focus is, and also where part of your energy is as well. If you can remember the energetic experiences, you can stay focused on elements of elements of work. And emotions, to give extreme examples of happiness or sadness, really help us connect with these ideas. People are often not emotionally connected to their work, or they choose to not be connected because their work is difficult. But if we can connect, which I would like switch on that part of our brain, it often gives us a more real experience. And if we do what I described earlier, which is, I said that the t-shirt design, to me, the message was negative. But I showed it to a friend, and my friend saw a positive side to it. If we can try to keep that positive focus, that's also important. Feedback is just feedback, positive or negative, right? Positive feedback, yay. Negative feedback, okay, improvement. Yeah, it's like my partner was telling me that she was teaching our son the difference between hard work and challenges. If you view something as hard work, it's a negative psychological concept. It's difficult and you might not complete it, you might not be able to do it. But if you view something as a challenge, there's a drive within yourself to complete that challenge, basically. So that mindset of having a growth mindset, of being able to expand and grow is really important. So, back to memory. I think from our discussion we understand that we forget a lot of information very quickly. It's important to try to retain as much as possible. To do that, we need two things: focus and emotional connection. Focus and emotional connection. This is for you. Please don't look at it. This is for you. Please don't look at it. Oh, that's for you. And this is for you. Please don't look at it. You all have the same information. It's a picture. The aim of your task is to spend 1 minute observing the picture and trying to get into your mind everything that is there. After 1 minute, I will ask you to turn over the piece of paper, and then I will ask you some questions.